So I just wanted to do a quick update here at the Goat Rock Forest Garden. This winter, I've been doing a lot of work in this area. We call this kind of like the Zone 2 area. There's a couple large boulders scattered around, and this area, it's gone through quite a lot of changes over time. Of course, originally it was forested, and then much of the whole Adirondacks were logged, and there were big fires, and then there was grazing, and I've seen photos of this area showing some of these rocks from, I think, like the 1950s, and this area was still pretty open, like just an open grassy area. And since then, these trees have popped up, and some of them have fallen down. We had some windstorms just this winter that dropped this large red pine, and it kind of smashed some of these other, like these maples in this area. And so I did a lot of cleanup, and it's one of the things that you can do in the winter because the ground is frozen, so it's can't do anything like that, and then plants are all dormant. So what you can do is prune or cut, clear and organize brush. And that's exactly what you see here. So I've created this kind of leaky berm that is roughly on contour and kind of connects to this rock that we've been continually adding branches and organic material on top of this rock for the last like 7 years. So we're building up like a soil layer on top of this rock, just as kind of an experiment, to see what kinds of plants can be grown in like really thin developing soils. It kind of demonstrates the process of building soil, like you can do it even on top of a big rock. So but these other rocks are mostly leaving open, so you can kind of like climb up onto them. And some have like big cracks, which I like to like plant into them. Hoping to do like lingonberries and cranberries and small creeping type plants, like little ground covers, that might like sprawl out in the cracks of those rocks. And then for this area, what I was thinking, so to just keep piling brush and sticks and material on this pile here, right? And over time it'll break down into like this big sponge, and the water will kind of get trapped down here and slowly soak through and hydrate, and then eventually sort of plant into this, maybe right on the edges for now, and start to establish this as almost like a hugel, but it'll take time. So but yeah, it's just kind of a fun area. It was way more enclosed. There was a lot of black cherry growing in this area, just thickets of it, that were like 12 to 15 feet tall, really close together. And that's their job, is to like pioneer disturbed sites, right? And so now that I've come through and cut everything, what do you think is going to happen, right? The black cherry are going to come back. So what I want to do is kind of keep this area slightly open, kind of half, like woodland, where there's still clumps of trees, there's still some trees around, but then there's open areas and grasses and shrubs and ground covers and all kinds of stuff. So I think what I need to do in order to make that happen is to kind of do some continual disturbance in this area. And right now I'm thinking the only way to do that is with the gas-powered lawnmowers and weed whackers and everything. But ideally, it would be great to use some sort of like grazing animals in here. We have had sheep over there on that hillside, and then obviously we had goats. That's why it's called Goat Rock Forest Garden. This used to be a pasture over here a long time ago. So, you know, it would be cool to incorporate some animals. You know, we've had ducks at times, but I'm not sure how many ducks you would need to sort of keep this area, you know, and then you need like a network of fences, or, you know, I'm not sure how that would work. So I think for now, what I want to do is use the lawnmowers and stuff for the next season, you know, just to kind of wipe out anything that is trying to grow, and, you know, just let it grow back as grass, at least in these open areas in between, leaving these clumps around the rocks of, you know, raspberries. This is a hazelnut, there's a blueberry, and I want to plant more things on the south side of these rocks, you know, so that they absorb more solar heat and everything. And, you know, I think it's a compromise, you know, instead of being this thick, almost monoculture of black cherry, you know, we're gonna convert that into a much more diverse woodland, sort of open woodland in here, you know, and that's why I left a lot of species alone. There's mountain ash in here, striped maple, birch, red maple, still some black cherry. These big ones are black cherry. There's a balsam for some red spruce, you know, white pine. So there's a lot of diversity. There's poplars over there, beech, just in this one area, right? So there's a lot of diversity still, and kind of open it up, reduce competition. We have a Shapova, which is like a pear mountain ash hybrid, and a plum over here. So, you know, hopefully they'll get more light and more resources. And then I want to plant more of our edible, productive species in here. Just kind of scatter them around and incorporate them. So that's it for now. Try and keep it short, and hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. I can't wait for all the snow to melt and for the temperatures to warm up in the next few weeks and months, hopefully. So here's Goat Rock over here.